Happy New Year and welcome to a new year of Style with Power. Happy Monday, and I hope that everyone had a fantastic new year and a fantastic holiday. So, for this year with Style with Power, we are now going to have 3 segments to our show. One segment will be about what we should be wearing, fashion and style-wise. Another segment will be about hot topics and current events. And our third segment will be about relationships. So I tell you, tune in, stay to the very end where you'll hear some juicy stories about relationships. So if you're into videos that talks about style, fashion, empowerment, and mindset, and now relationships, then this is the channel for you. So don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell, and if you're on Facebook, give us a like. And now we'd like to open up with our first segment, which is called, What Should I Wear? When? So recently I received a letter from a young man who says, CLM II, I have just recently graduated from college and now I'm in that phase of interviewing for a job. And I've never ever visited the career development office at my college, and I've never got any type of mentoring or tutoring on how I should dress when I go to an interview. So that's a great question. And I actually did a show on what to wear when you go to an interview, and you can find that right up there if you want to look at that video. But really quickly, let me just give you the basics on what you should be thinking about wearing when you go to a job interview. Okay, so first thing for men and for ladies, always go out and get yourself a nice navy blue suit. Navy blue is the standard wherever you go for any job interview. Get you a nice navy blue suit. Doesn't have to be expensive, so don't worry about going out and getting the most expensive suit that you can find. You know, you're a college student, a recent graduate, you don't have a lot of money, but go out there and get yourself a nice navy blue suit. I would get you something in the wool family, a nice wool, probably the type of wool that you can wear all year round, right? It doesn't have to be too thick, don't have to be too light. Get yourself an all-around wool material that's gonna last you forever. The navy blue suit is a classic suit. It works in most business situations, and you can dress it up and you can dress it down, right? Now, also along with your navy blue suit, get you a nice conservative tie. For men, get you a nice conservative tie. What's conservative tie? Navy blue tie, gray tie, burgundy tie, something nice and subtle, something that doesn't say BAM when we see it, right? You want to be nice and conservative. The whole thing about job interviews is that you're not looking to be outlandish. You're looking to fit in. And usually people that do interviews, their mindset is that we want to see something nice, easygoing, something nice and casual. So navy blue suit, nice conservative tie, and always the best way to go is to get yourself a nice crisp white shirt. Ladies, a nice white blouse. Goes beautiful with your suit, always stands out. And last but not least, make sure that you get something nice and conservative in your shoe wear. I would say get you a black shoe. For ladies, a black pump. Nice and conservative. Heels are not too high, right? Nice and conservative. Those are the typical things. And like I said, once again, you can look at my video about what to wear in an interview, but you get that. Make sure that you're well groomed, meaning that your hair should be out of your face so people can see your face, and you are good to go. So I hope that helps you out, and good luck on your job interview. So for our next segment, this is about current events, and we like to call this segment Hot Topics and Current Events. So, of course, the biggest current event that's going on right now is what happened in Washington, D.C. at the Capitol.
Mayhem in the U.S. Capitol on Wednesday as swarms of protesters supporting outgoing President Donald Trump stormed the building in an attempt to force Congress to undo Trump's election loss. Police drew guns and fired tear gas after pro-Trump protesters marched through the halls of Congress.
Everybody stay down! Get down!
House members were told by police to lie on the floor and grab gas masks under their seats. Police said a woman had died after being shot at the Capitol. The National Guard was also deployed to the scene. Some lawmakers live tweeted the dramatic lockdown, one calling it surreal, another, Dan Kildee of Michigan, saying, quote, "This is not a protest, this is an attack on America." The chaotic scenes unfolded after Trump addressed thousands of protesters and repeated false claims that the election was stolen from him due to widespread fraud.
We will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen. You don't concede when there's theft involved.
Trump also applied fresh pressure to Vice President Mike Pence, who had been presiding over the joint session of Congress and had to be escorted from the Senate, to unilaterally reject state electoral college votes.
And I hope Mike is going to do the right thing. I hope so. I hope so.
Trump later posted a video on Twitter in which he repeated his unsupported claim that the election was stolen from him, but called for peace and told his supporters to go home.
This was a fraudulent election, but we can't play into the hands of these people.
Never in my lifetime have I seen anything so blatant, so ridiculously crazy. It looks like when I was watching on television that I was watching something that happens in a third world country when they storm the embassy or they storm the Capitol and people are just out of control. I could not believe that this was happening here in the United States. But I am not surprised. We all know what we've been going through for the last 4 years, that we have had a leader who has just spewed all type of hate and has just built up this animosity, towards civility that we've never ever seen in our lifetime. And we all knew that he wasn't going to go away quietly.
Yesterday, in my view, one of the darkest days in the history of our nation. An unprecedented assault on our democracy. An assault literally on the citadel of liberty in the United States Capitol itself. An assault on the rule of law. An assault on the most sacred of American undertakings, ratifying the will of the people in choosing the leadership of their government. And I wish we could say we couldn't see it coming. But that isn't true. We could see it coming. The past 4 years, we've had a president who's made his contempt for our democracy, our Constitution, the rule of law clear in everything he has done.
But I would just like to say to my people, the black and brown people, this is not our fight. We did what we were supposed to do. We went out, we voted, we used our voting rights to actually get what we needed to get, was to get this gentleman out of office and to put someone in office who we believe will look out for our best interests. But that craziness that happened in Washington, D.C. had nothing to do with us. Once again, it's those individuals who have this who it's just in their DNA. They just will lose civility and they will wind up hurting and killing each other, as we have seen by what happened in Washington, D.C. Hurting and killing each other, disrespecting each other, fighting each other. And you know what? If you look at history, and I'm not a historian, I'm not a psychologist, so I don't understand what's going on inside here, but I do read a lot, and I am in the educational field, and I understand history. And history has shown that this type of thing has happened within them, within their culture, for centuries. They have been fighting each other over foolishness for centuries. And once again, they're out there, they went to Washington, D.C., and they stormed the Capitol, and most of the people that they were fighting against look just like them. And what's so strange is that there could have been individuals there who was supposed to be protecting the Capitol who actually agreed with them, and they didn't do their job. We've seen individuals taking selfies, right? We've seen police officers taking selfies with these crazy people. It's just ridiculous. They were just letting them walk through, the Capitol. Is just ridiculous. But you know what? That's them. We need to step back and let them continue to do what they do to each other, and then we'll see the aftermath, because there will be some aftermath. So that's the biggest current event that has happened, and I don't know, what's your feelings about it? You can talk about it in the comments, but it's just something that I've never seen in my lifetime, and I hope to never ever see it again. Well, as I said earlier, that we will be adding a segment on relationships, all types of different relationships. And we'll call this segment, What Do I Do in This Situation? So, over the years, I have been, I've had conversations with people who have been in crazy situations when it came to all types of relationships. When you're around, as long as I've been around, you hear all types of stories. So here's a great story for you, and I'm gonna try to make it as quick as possible for those individuals who've been through something like this. So I knew a young lady who was dating a gentleman that was about 10 years older than her, and this gentleman actually had a son. And he had his son at a young age, so being a teenage father, at his age now, his son, when they started dating, his son was already in high school and will be going off to college very soon. So this young lady actually got a chance to watch his son grow, and had been around him for his maturity, and watch him grow and watch him go off to college, and he's a good-looking young man. Well, you can probably imagine where I'm going. With no signs of what was going on, she wound up having an affair with the son. Yes, she had an affair with the son. So here's the situation. She now feels guilty, and she's asking my advice on, should she tell her boyfriend that she had an affair with his son? So, if any of you who've been in a situation like this, or you're going through this right now, here's my answer. No. Don't do it. Why do I say don't do it? The reason why I say don't do it is because men and women are very, very different. Women, y'all have a heart of gold. Y'all are very loyal. Y'all are a little bit more mature than men. Y'all can handle situations a little bit better than men. We cannot handle those type of situations. When a man finds out that his woman has been with another man, it's very, very hard for him to forgive. Now, why is this? I don't know. I can't answer that question. And I'm a man, and I can tell you I can't answer the question. I just know that within us, we have this thing that we don't want to know that any other man has been with our woman. We don't have a problem with letting our women know that we've been with other women. And we want our women to forgive us, and we will beg and do whatever we can to get these women back. But we do not have a forgiving heart when it comes down to our woman being with another man. So if you, young lady, if you feel that your secret will be kept between you and the son will never say anything to his dad, you should never say anything to your boyfriend, and leave it alone. If the relationship is over, which I believe it is, then just let it go and never ever bring it up again. And you guys can live happily ever after. Okay, well, that's my advice for that situation, and we hope that everything turns out well for you, your boyfriend, and the son. And that's it for this show. I'm happy that you're with me in 2021. And if you're watching this, that means you've made it through 2020, and I'm so happy for that. And I will see you next week.